in the sunset energy. Really? That could be Sunset Cliffs, Sunset Park, Sunset Boulevard. Could be a sunset any day. Anyway, what's up, everybody? I Oh, did you hear that? And the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American symbol. I am your messenger god, the first shoulder god, the Lilith incarnated. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, anything in my shorts. What's going on? I'm doing a bunch of weird stretches right now because I'm stretching my muscles. When your muscles ache, you have to stretch them. You can't just let them sit there aching. Really? No, you rest them and then you keep them, if you rest them too long, then when you try to, it's dangerous. So we're taking a stretch. We're trying to open the chakras. Really? Yeah, I was dying all day. Oh, did you catch that monstrous video I uploaded? Oh, man. Let's just pretend that didn't happen, right? We're already in some Saturn energy. How did that happen? With Uranus, which is my ass, Gemini, which is my mouth, my communications, I really talked out of my ass and it's not so literal, huh? According to the literal teachings of what we teach over here, according to planetary energy and how the planets came and just, stuck my fucking mouth in my ass. I don't know if I was kissing ass or licking it at that point. I was talking shit though. Beautiful creativity still flows through me, whatever hole it's coming out of. Come on, guys. Come on. My stomach, my skin hurts. Really? Yeah, I posted that, bro. I fucking crashed right after that video. Then the phone was going off. My daughter's like, no. Shortly after the video, I tried to walk the dog, and my daughter's like, calls me, and she's like, can you come pick me up? Life sucks. I don't want to be here. I was like, I felt it. Life sucks right now. I was like, let me walk the dog, and I will text you. I walked the dog, and I was like, no, life sucks. I'm not going nowhere. And I sent her a text message. I was like, you're welcome to catch the bus. I'm going back to bed. Really? Yeah. I mean, she just needed permission. She could have probably just ditched and rode the bus. She's not. She's good like that. Really? Yeah. I was like, come home. Really? So she did, but I was already asleep. And then she came home. I passed back out. Then it's like, oh shit, it's time to get my son's coming home. And I gotta feed the monster. I was like, I gotta find a virgin to sacrifice this guy. Some kind of poultry or beef. Guy could take on a whole lamb chop, dude. Seriously, fucking turkey. This guy is huge. Anyway, so I'm like, fuck. He's like, and that's what he sends me. He's like, did you make crunch wraps? Because I promised him yesterday I would do it. Such a promise breaker. I was like, tomorrow I promise we'll have crunch wraps. Really? Yeah, I promised. And he's like, I was like, no, I didn't because I was aching in pain. But I'll go buy you some. He's like, thank you a lot. Something like that. I was like, dude, it was a terrible day. Really? Yeah. But when you do that type of shit, you break open the chakras and all kinds of shit. So, yeah. I should have, I mean, maybe in my head I didn't really understand how deep I was digging myself into with that stupid project, quite literally. And what would come out of it, which is my fucking mouth. If you think about it, it was very brave. That was brave heart moments, really. And then I just was exhausted. And now I woke up and I fed the monsters and I smoked a joint or two and I danced. Oh, and then I shared some shit in my community page about not, referring to my last video, how I had to give up a lot of music or because of the artists and me actually knowing them. And I used Pitbull as a great example. I was thinking about pulling out those pictures, dude. I have pictures. I have the picture, and that's what I took. I took a picture that night. Really? Yeah, I took a picture of him. I was in Miami. This was after I left my first husband. Really? Yeah, well, I mean, the shit went sour. My kids were still there, and my family sent for me, and I went to Miami. And I lived out there. I lived in Homestead, and I was cruising into Miami on the weekends. which totally pissed off my aunt and caused all kinds of problems. I think she assumed I was doing the worst, but whatever. And that's where I started to make those affiliations. That's when I think that's when I met Pretty Ricky, was on the beach down there. If not, it was later because I went down there on a business trip with my with the perfume company because I was one of the owners, so I was invited down there, and I remember running into Soldier Boy right there on, I think it's Collins. And but I was always in these places, and I always aligned with, that's why they called me lucky. Like, oh my god, you're so lucky. Like, yeah. I was lucky forever. That was my nickname. But anyways, going back to that, yeah, a lot of music I wasn't allowed to listen to because I knew them and had a story, and I would tell these stories, and that made him look small, and he hated that I was, bigger than him. Really? So you can see how I don't like when people challenge my authority and try to look bigger than me or try to make me look small because I had somebody do that already. Really? It all makes sense as I sit here, ready to fly off the edge. Really? Let me just stretch my wings. I hear R. Kelly. There we go. That's good. Well, we have these cards left over from earlier, and we're going to at least start there and see where it goes. Really? Well, I feel like we jumped off the cliff first thing in the morning. Really? That's why they call it. Just kidding. Yeah, and then we pulled some tarot cards, which said that there was a lot going on in the energy, and this is just more of the bullshit and the energy. And I danced for a while, and that loosened up my chakras. I had this unbelievable download that made me turn off the music. Really? I was looking, I don't know, I was dancing and reflecting because that's what I do. And I was reflecting back on, I told you at the end of that video, I immediately didn't want to upload the video. I was like, I don't want them to hear this, what I've done. Because I completely confessed to myself. I was like, I told you what I was doing behind what had happened. I don't always do shit like that, but this is, you look at the accumulation of me doing this and what the possibility is. Really, but you can see my pessimism in the belief that I don't believe a bunch of fucking celebrities are showing up to my little shindig. My spiritual mixer. That's so great, isn't it, though? But at least I put myself out there, and that's what it means is like before, if I can do it with them, I can do it with anyone. Really? And one day they just might feel comfortable to walk in one day. Really? And that's all I'm supposed to do is create this space, this comfortable space. Really? I'm supposed to make what I do, my relationship with God, known and comfortable so that people can attain it for themselves. Really? Yeah. And I coach them through it. You got this. Not really. I'm fucking Lieutenant Dan. Get down. Shut up. Realistically, yeah. Have you found Jesus? You call this a storm? I'm kind of a, yeah, 1-800 general now type shit. And, but there'll be some kind people that, that'll work those other departments where where I'm too rough around the edges. You don't come to the Queen of Swords. You have to wait till I'm in my Queen of Cups. Oh, poor Busito. Well, really, like, I don't, only the children are helpless, bro. You're not. God's like, they were my shut up, bro. I feel like it's ignorance and laziness. And that's where that Kobe comes in. It's like Kobe comes in and just like takes over. It's like, no, 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 bro. I'm going to bust your balls. What are you talking about? Really? That's where men get all mad. Okay, going back to this. Shut up. Okay, they're talking about all kinds of shit. I got this huge download that made me turn off the music. I have like almost fucking 3,000 fucking men watching me heal. And I'm trying to understand how this works for you guys on the other side. And they show me it's not just you twin flames that are feeling it, it's every single one of them. They're all guilty by association to the harmful acts that have been done to me. In some way, shape, or form, every man on the other side has played some kind of part in a story that I tell, or they've witnessed it themselves. And they have to face this within themselves. It activates a memory or a time in their life or even a fucking person that they seen if it wasn't themselves that played a girl like I got played or went through these things or if it wasn't them themselves, where they went to these exact places and they know my stories, it activates all this within you guys. Now that's the point of it, is because honestly, it's this mirror of reflection, because I got this download and it's crazy. It comes in a flash. That's why I was like, I had to turn off the music because it's such a quick flash. Really? It's a shooting star, dude. Did you see that thought? Hold on to that thought. Grab it. Write it down. Don't lose that thought. What was it? You look at me and how what it would take to be with me or to be near me. And you look at yourself and you see where you fall short. And it makes you more accountable. And you start mostly taking action to be a better person. I might be your piece of meat that's got you going, but whatever has got you going has got you changing. And it's for the better, and nothing but, and it'll get rid of the worst. Realistically, yeah, I'm trying to understand it's not all sexual. And when we get to it, you hear those stories. That story couldn't have turned on a man. Those stories didn't turn anyone on. They made them feel, you know what I mean? There's shame and humiliation in my, you know what I mean? The stories, and that's that Scorpio energy. Scorpio is all about, I'm going to pull that out in my Lilith cards. It's all about the sexual alchemy and your sexual acts and all of that. It's coming to the surface. And then you put on the horned god. Now it made sense. The moon brings it in. Really? Oh my God. Realistically, yeah. And then you got fucking Uncle Nasty. And it's like, I'm calling, you know what I mean, Big Dick Davison in for some fucking, what the fuck? And then it looks like some more shit. It's like, hold on, dude. Hold on. Really? Something like that. I have to give you the Lilith cards. Let me find them. Really? I think they're in here. I don't think, are they really up there? No, they're not up there. There's the Callies. We don't pull these out till the weekend, but we're already in some freaky fucking Friday energy, if you ask me. Okay, those are the mirrors. Magic. Oh God, they really are already up there, aren't they? Well, at least I got my hands dirty. Shut up. It's not funny. Really? Yeah, I got energy flowing through me now. I touched it. Just the tip, right? That's why I always say that to Russ. That's how I took that fucking trauma and turned it into a fucking joke. You guys didn't understand that, did you? I always say, Russ, what constitutes the tip for you? It was like the whole thing. It's a punchline out of a movie called, I don't remember, In the Beginning or something. It's a fucking funny movie, really. But it actually had to do with the fact that Russ fucking took my trauma and put it into a song to, you know, please his fucking mama. Realistically, oh man. So he took that, and you have to listen to the other video. He took that trauma and he made that song called Nasty. He's all, I love the sound when the tip goes in, right? So now the long running joke that nobody ever gets is every time we talk about a dick, I'm always like, yeah, what, just the tip, right, Russ? Whatever, what constitutes the tip for you? For you, it's the whole damn thing. Because that's all it took was the tip, and he was done. His dick was done. That was it. Really? Yep. That's the joke. You guys don't get it. Marshall does. He's been listening to me fucking terrorize him with that joke since the beginning. Really? Well, he terrorized me with those words. Now I terrorize him with, I used his own words against him. And that's what we do, don't we, Marshall? And I did the same to you. Really? Why? How do I have such power and authority? Because the very essence of what they are, that darkness, it's like a fragment of me. I don't want to say he's a seed of me, because that's not true. We're seeds of the same God juice. God blew this load. Really? I was like, hold on, dude. That was the dirtiest God joke ever. That was, dude, when you get older, he'll talk to you real. Really? Yeah, he doesn't play around. He talks to you real. It's a good relationship. That was a good God joke. We're all a seed of God, right? So I said, you know, what are we? We're the load he blew. Sorry, it's funny. Marshall, you like that one? Write it down. Take a picture. Nah, don't. I don't want to picture the box said picture me roll. We're from the same juices. Really? We're a special load of God's juice. That was the funniest. Really? We're in the God juice. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Dude, I'm writing songs in my head. They're coming out my mouth. Really, I can hear the creativity, can't you? Can you feel the love tonight? I can't even speak. Stop singing. Really? Yeah, I'm a channel. Didn't I tell you that? Can't you see that? I'm a fucking medium. That spirits speak through me. I'm a messenger of God and the whole army of God. Particularly at this time, we're dealing with the darkness. You're my favorite. Really? It's joyful, joyful. God's jokes are a little lame on the other side. Really, something popped up. We need to do some information. Not right now. Maybe. I don't think so. I don't think maybe. No, I can't stay still that long. I want to find out why Jesus went to hell. I have no I have no memory of Jesus coming to hell to visit us. I want to know what he was doing in our realm. Really? Yeah, it says in the Bible Jesus spent 3 days in hell. It's always 3 days. Why? Because that time, you guys don't understand divine time. God set the time. The Aztec calendar, these times, the repeat of time. Really? It's in the planets. Really? Yeah. Speaking of which, I do not have a Uranus oil. You don't have a butt oil? Should I pull out the cherry lube? Is that what we're supposed to anoint ourselves with under the full moon of Scorpio? I'm fucking dead, bro. See, I shouldn't be online. Dude, they're gonna make me pour out all this fucking shit, and then I'm gonna crawl in bed with shame. Fucking guilt. Oh my god, I cannot believe this is coming out of my mouth. Listen, wait till you. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, you guys set me up, dude. This is such a setup. Really? No. They're saying it's an alignment. Really, what's happening? I'm holding back, obviously. It feels a little uncomfortable, but it is the Queen of Wands. She's the dirtiest girl in the deck. What crotchless ensemble shall I buy this time? Jesus Christ. I'm just going to let it flow and not like try to. Told you, I don't know what's going to happen. This is a scary full moon, and I'm inviting a bunch of dudes. I'm very confident in the fact that they're not going to show up, and that gives me peace. But really, there is a small chance that the ones I'm most scared of actually show up. And I'm in crotchless underwear. What is happening? I don't know. God's got jokes. Really, all I have to do is know that Pac's next to me, and he's gonna. I got my pimp daddy Pac with me. He's not gonna let nothing sloppy happen. Maybe those words are coming back to bite me. What words? I'm here for the gangbang. It's the spiritual gang. I'm gonna activate them all. Yeah, I'm gonna plug them into life. Shut up, dude. It's not funny. Now you're getting very intrusive. Really, when you consider that, at least I'm holding on to the fear of penetration, and that'll keep me solid. This is terrible. This is exactly why I had to pull out these cards. Where the fuck are the Lilith cards? They're not right there. Where are they? Okay, that's light. You fucking light up my life here, fucking God. Seriously, they're all light cards. Where's the Lilith cards? Okay, hold on. Now I'm concerned. They're not in here. Did I really skim over it? I have to show you the card of fucking Scorpio. We might as well put out Uranus and Gemini and give you the whole fucking rundown. I'm just trying to read the cards in front of us, and all this dirty shit is coming out of my mouth. All right. I know, Wolfman, you want to touch my cards, don't you? Come on, don't be teasing him. I'm trying to. God, this is so bad. There's a part of me that wants him. It's had him and knows he's like the best guy ever. And there's a part of me that has had every one of these men and just wants to have them in this lifetime. And I have to, I don't get to choose which one, or maybe I get to. I don't know yet. Oh shit, this is so dangerous. I'm on my knees. Shut up. It's not funny. Find the cards. Fuck. It looks like I have like a personality disorder, right? Well, I came in with one. There's the no, that's the dark goddess. If you don't give me my cards, they're not hidden in the light, really. Is Lilith hidden in the light? She always is, isn't she? Though that was a good joke. What are these? Oh God, we got the Morgans, we got the witches, we got Kelly's. I just did this. I was talking too much shit. Okay, what's this one? Oh, I found them. They were in there the whole time. No, this is Dante. That's Dante. I don't want to go to hell. I mean, where are they at? I don't know where they are. Seriously? Are these them? Nope. Are these them? No, they're not in with the dark cards. They're not in with my normal pool cards. Where are they? I guess that this always felt a bit like maybe they're in with all the light goddess cards. It doesn't make sense, to be honest. I'm a little concerned now. Really? Yeah, now I'm touching all my cards, which means I'm getting downloads of all this bullshit. Where the fuck are my Lilith cards? Did they fall? Alright, I'll just keep looking. God bless you. God bless you. Alright, we got Ardea. I think I said I was going to do that. Did you guys do all this just so I could pull out the Ardea cards? The goddess cards. Oh, and I said I was going to pull out Amaterasu. You're fucking with me. You're forcing me to do shit I don't want to do. Get away from me, Fortuna. Really? Yeah, I told you we had to put her up on the altar, but it was a different picture. Really? I'll show you in a minute. Oh. Really? Yeah, I'm sorry. This is how the energy flows, dude. It doesn't go direct. It's not a direct line to hell. There's a lot of pit stops on the way. I really don't know where my Lilith cards are unless I'm just going way too fast, which is totally possible right now. I remember Amaterasu being a bright card. Where are you? You're at the end. No, these are the moon goddesses. Maybe this bright orange one? No, that's Persephone. Okay, great. Hold on, guys. Really, I'm trying to pull all the energy together to tell you what it is. But they want me to pull all the fucking pictures, too. I can just put it... There she is. She was literally the third card. Fucking shit. What is it? The sun? Good fortune and happiness? That's good. Really, you can read these cards in tarot, I told you. But I didn't know tarot back then. I'm barely pretty good at it now, don't you think? Don't you think? I know this guy, though. Dude, his fucking prices are unreal. I guess not. That's what I said, dude. I was like, people always ask me. It's like, dude, you can't afford me. That, like, you couldn't afford for someone like me to come into your world. That's why God said that. It's priceless what I do. And that's why I have to fucking do it for free. Really? Yeah. And that's like, and then people try to come along and put a price tag on it. And you think that God's okay with that. You're stupid. And I used to think that you were going to get away with it and that was unfair. But I saw real quick, dude, after like so long that nobody got away with that. Fine. Okay, can I just get what I came for? Oh, I see the love cards down there. Ew, get away from me. And the Metatron card. I cannot do all this. Oh my God. Right. What happened? The water spill? Maybe they're in the love cards. It's in the love cards. They're just really making me touch on my cards, bro. Well, I'm going to drink some of this water. What is it, Virgo? I've been keeping this water since last summer when we had the Virgo full moon, and I charged it with Fucking Morgan. Why? Because Virgo is all about structure and keeping it down to earth. Mm-hmm. Just as it. As I was saying, the fucking Scorpio water is Death Star water. I still haven't found my cards. I cannot stop this mission that I'm currently on. I apologize, but we're going to keep going through the cards. They usually keep them up here. This is what's weird. But it did feel light. All right, I got Ascending Masters. I got these and these. They should be in a black one. These are my Lumerians. They're right here, bro. I'm tripping because Mary Magdalene's right in front. They made me, I told you, they made me go on this huge venture. Really, I have 3 rows of cards, right? The first row are the ones I grab the most often. The second row are all the dark cards. The third row are all of these random white light cards that I also pull. Then behind them are also, set up of cards that don't have their own decks that are actually, I have the 3-day or the 10-day energy on the first row because that's pretty often. In the very bottom, I hide that fucking bullshit ass love energy because Lilith doesn't do love readings. I got those new oracles. They're Oracle City around here. As I was sitting there, I was like, oh, you want to see my cards? Okay. We honor the 10-day energy, but we don't keep them up. In my old altars, we would keep the 10-day energy always up. Really? Always. Until these guys overtook it, which was Ascending Masters. Now, this is a seasonal as energy, and we're going to be in it. So we're going to put Amaterasu actually probably right by the sun. Really? Yeah. And she is a representation of the sun card in tarot, but it's a sun goddess. And it makes sense as we go into Beltane, and I'm going to have to find a way. That's because of this shit. Realistically, whatever. Amaterasu, fine. Okay. Really, I'll teach you about her later, but she needs to be up at the altar because it's an energy that will stick in for quite some time. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I also brought the fucking Ardillas, which is something I said we were going to bring. I was just trying to bring the other ones. Let me move through this now. I'm going to make this all make sense. Really, I don't bring the chaos. I make sense of the chaos. We're in the 7 of Cups. Really? Before I saw it here, I saw it in my other cards. Really? Yeah, you have some choices to be made, some options. But if you choose the wrong cup, really? I was like, don't drink the water. Seriously? Our tap water tastes delicious here. In comparison, you do not drink the tap water in Carmen City? No way. Really? No, it's next to an oil refinery and shit. Seriously? Don't drink the water. 7 of Cups. Mr. Plum, you don't drink the water in Oklahoma either. Phantoms and doubt drift before you, and passages seem impossible. You feel ill-equipped and uneasy. Wow, this paints a very dark picture. Really? It seems, it aligns very much like that 8 of Swords we read about earlier. But the shades who haunt your mind are powerless when you reveal your true self to them. Your guides in this realm have never truly left you. Their many gifts can be found within. Really? That's what I was talking about. It's like, can you hear my spirits? My spirit guides? Really? Yeah. Even if I'm doing this all by myself, I'm not. I have a whole war. I have all of the universe inside of me and the whole universe working outside of me to make all this happen. All I got to do is just follow line and do what they tell me when they tell me to, do something. Really? It's pretty simple, but it's not. It's simple. It's 100% simple. It's just not easy. It's simple. They give you simple tasks, one at a time, very simple. But your mind can't wrap itself around this task. It sees ultimate failure or just unlimited impossibilities when you're trying to do something like this. No, I can't do that because this isn't the right time and I don't have money and I don't think I can do that. And they're asking you to go on these fucking side quests and weird shit or face people or do weird shit, dude. It's like commanding. It's like all of a sudden, you get this download like, oh, go talk shit to this person. What? Yeah, this person has been bullying you your whole life. You're about to talk shit to this person today. What? No, not today. You've been thinking about it. Today's the day. Tell them. Charge. Really? Stuff like that. Anyways, their many gifts can be found within. They add their power to your own. They helped you to perceive the many facets, real and potential. Um, yeah, real and potential. You need only make the right choice to overcome the present obstacle. That's not how the Seven of Cups reads in any other. That's pretty good. Really, it paints a much darker picture than the other ones, but this is pretty good because that's what I was talking about. It's like whatever. First off, you can't say I'm making it up. You can say that my relationships to these men are not real, and I don't talk to these men, and these men don't listen to me. I know you can't wrap your mind around that, but it's true. And I have been documenting how they come back behind everything I fucking say and do and make a whole big show about it instead of just talking to me directly. Really? Yes. So, anyways, going back to that, you can't say that. I don't need to prove my relationship with these men. Okay. Secondly, going on to it, I don't need to prove my relationship to the spirit guides because you can tell. And there's time and there's space to prove. I never met most of these people. It was literally impossible for me to meet most of these people in life. But you can hear their words speak through me and them teach me without me ever picking up a fucking book about who it is and knowing exactly who I'm channeling. They call that mediumship. And I am one of the most powerful ones because I can actually channel historians, historical figures in time and space. Nobody else has that fucking ability. They all wish that they could bring somebody back from the dead and ask them these questions and have their answers answered. I gave that fucking candle and that ability to Bone Thugs and Harmony at the fucking, what was it, 111 portal? A new beginning. I had to face all fears to do this. If they didn't light the fucking candle because they thought I was a fucking crazy person and they didn't believe I had the power, go fuck yourself. I just gave you the power of fucking God. And it took me the power of God to fight every fear to come out as this fucking person and tell you that I could do these things and that I'm going to let you do these things. The same fucking fear that's happening right now with Wolfman. He knows I'm fucking real. And he wants every bit of my fucking power. And I said, you're not worthy. You're not worthy. You're not fucking worthy. And God said, give it to him. You think I don't have to fight every fucking fear? What if someone like him had my power? Realistically, and that's what it wants. Government wants this kind of power. Religion wants this kind of power. Science wants this kind of power. Medicine wants to power this. They want to know how it's done. And that's what I said. When I have to stand in front of these motherfuckers and they're trying to fucking, classify me as, deem me as a threat to humanity, and I have to prove to them that I'm not and that these are the powers of God, are you going to stand next to me when those conversations come, when it's undeniable that the whole world is talking about it? Now government has to come in and they have to, everybody has to step in and question. They want to fucking dissect the bitch. Can she really do this shit? Bring her in. Do you think it's a joke? Do you think I cannot communicate with the gods and with angels and with all of this? You can't afford this and I can't give it to you. It's something that lives within you. I'm trying, and that's why I'm such a threat. I'm an absolute threat to humanity, just like Jesus was. Jesus gave them a connection to God that gave them abilities and powers to be joyful and free and spread that freedom amongst others. Martin Luther King had that same fucking ability. Fucking Tupac had that same fucking ability. Michael Jackson had that same fucking ability. We were made for, God really blew this load. Let me tell you. We're cut from the same kind of fabric. This is what we do. But in that sense, it's like, going back to this, despite whoever the common person, the common listener is back there, I don't have to prove that I am a celebrity and I've always been celebrity affiliated. I just never stood in a celebrity status with my peers. They were never above me. I sat before these people long before, and most of them before they were even big people. So for these big minds to think they're bigger than me, they're small. When you were trying to perform at fucking, at fucking MTV's fucking spring breaks and shit in San Diego, I was there. I was there in fucking Miami. When you guys were trying to do all of these things, I was there. You were hoping to catch a break. I was there too. You know what I mean? You're not bigger or better. I was in the same crowds in the same leagues. You think yourself a big league. You're just old. Realistically, I lived through the same time as you. And that's where you guys have this blown up sense of ego where because you have this, all this money that you're somebody that you're not. And you have the right to talk down to fucking people. You're supposed to be lifting them up, douchebags. Really? Going back to this. So, anyways, call it my illusions, but there's no way you can deny it. And that's what makes me so famous, is because it's the truth. I don't operate in lies. I discover all the lies and I bring the truth to it. You think I'm making up my association with these men? Do you think I'm making up this calling to follow ritual acts that this is what the goddess did during her time? This is your time. During this time, you are to create a space, and this man will come into this space, and you will come into holy union. I did not notice along the way that I invited every man that I love into this union. So now I'm a little confused about how this looks, and then I keep talking dirty along the way because there's a very horny energy coming from the full moon. And my own, as you will. So, yeah, it looks a little spectacular out there, but it is a real life situation that happens to me, and that's why people follow this. It's because it's like, going back to it, it's like they want to be part of your life because it's so adventurous. I do this. It's religious. I stick to the books. Can you? Jesus said it was lonely and it was straight and narrow. It's very simple. I told you when I was digging through those books what they were doing. They wanted me to get that one, get the Amaterasu, and get the fucking other oracles that I already said I was going to do. I said this shit 2 days ago. So they forced me. It was a force that made me go looking for it. Now, going back to what started this conversation, I am the force that makes you go looking for your healing. You all just stumbled across me. And in this, it's a pursuit. What the real reflection that's happening is you're seeing what roles you play in society as I tell my stories as the witness of what I witness as a soul having a human experience. And you reflect back on your human experiences and see it from a soul's perspective. And it makes you reevaluate your state of being when you were there and where you are now. And while I'm teaching myself to reprogram myself, I'm also teaching you. So this is working. And it can only get bigger and better. I'm very honored because it is men, because we need men in leadership and men of God. Women can't talk no sense into you, but yet here comes this woman and it all makes sense. But why it makes sense is because I'm not just a woman. I'm God in a female form. So you recognize the God in you recognizes the God in me. And then you have to acknowledge that I am God in a female form. So I'm not just God, I'm goddess. And that makes you recognize that females have a power and authority given by God. There's a lot you're opening up to, and it's a lot to digest, and it hits you on a real face-to-face level when you're left with these stories. I'm honored that my tragic life is going to have such an enormous impact on humanity. And that was always the vision. All you got to do is heal yourself and share your healing with everyone else, and that will be enough to help them heal themselves. And we will guide you through the healing. So that's all it was. They showed me, my spirit guides showed me what the process was. This is what it takes, alchemy. This is how you alchemize a thought, a feeling, a situation, anything. This is the foundations of alchemy. This is what you do. Kobe Bryant, every day. We did this with every thought, every day, all the way, every time it happens. This is what we do. We put on the gear, and this is how we tackle this thought, this feeling, this situation. It's the same process in everything you deal with in life. Really, you apply the same process, the same pressure. It took a while to learn the process. But after that, now I'm drilled. Drill sergeant drilled it in me. And that's it. Going back to Michael Jackson, you're never alone. I don't care if you can't hear us, we're right here with you. Don't ever think you're alone. He drilled that shit into me for fucking nearly 2 years. There's no way. And then he came up again today. Love that guy. Really, they drilled this shit in me, and that's these spirits. It's like, you know, that I've made connections. You know what I mean? When I might have invited Bobby, but I know I told Bobby about the day I was going to Bronco Stadium to do my teaching. No, it was probably like something like my spirit told me to reach out to him, and he's like, I don't know what dead person you were talking to. Something like that. He was always making fun of me. Really, he was always mocking the mediumship, all of it, the cards, everything. And then he turned around and he started using it as, talking points. So of course he knew that I was interested. So he could, if he could say these things, then I would listen. Or I felt special because I felt like he cared about the things I cared about. Really manipulative, I think, don't you think? Because then when I turn around and use the verbiage back, he has no idea. He plays stupid. I don't know if he plays stupid or he literally doesn't know what I'm talking about. Like the astral travel thing last night. I shared the meme. I was like, you can astral travel to me tonight and we could hug. Does he know how to do it? I told that to Wolfman when I first met him. I was like, I'll meet you in the astrals. And my spirit's like, that's like me running outside to meet someone and they're not going to show up, like your dad. You don't know how to astral travel. You don't know how to leave your body and be in the spirit. Really? I can teach you, but you're not listening. Really? It's an experience. And that's it. I don't fucking hold back. I teach everybody everything, but nobody's listening. And then some perhaps are. And that's what God was showing me in that moment. It was just a flash. It's like, you do see what's happening. It was a flash in the mirror. It's like they're seeing it and it's making them look at themselves. Not just you twin flames, but everyone. Yeah, most women don't want to listen to this. They don't want to hear this. They don't want to have compassion for men and they don't want to take accountability for their bum ass fucking behaviors. I'm always out here calling these bitches bum ass hoes. They don't want to hear that. They want somebody to build them up. Well, I mean, in the essence, it's not that easy, and that's what I do to these bum ass hoes. You don't hear me calling these dudes bitches. You want me to call you what? What makes you feel comfortable in your skin? Because this isn't about being comfortable in our skin, but breaking out of it. Where simple things like words don't fucking break us. But once people know those words, they use those words against you. So I'm using them to show you. I push them to where you can break free of the fucking of these words and what they do to you. What people's words and opinions and thoughts do to you. What would they say? You're running away from their words. What the fuck are they going to say to you? So there's always this feeling, right? Like I see a teenager or anybody, you're like, dude, my mom would kill me. That's what they say. But it's just words. Unless it was my mom. Was your mom my mom and she was really going to grab you up and start really manhandling you? Was your, you know what I mean? Was your husband, was your spouse my spouse where they were really going to grab you up and manhandle you? You might pass out. Like they're going to beat the fucking shit out of you if you make a mistake. Or you're just saying it. You're afraid of their words. What are they going to do? And that's it too. What's the action? And I said that to Bobby, over Christmas. I was like, what is she going to do to you if she finds out I love you? What would she do to you? What's the cost for me loving you? What is the penalty? If she finds out and I tell her that I'm in love with you, how is she going to make you pay for this? You didn't do anything. It's my feelings. She's going to make you pay because I love you. And that's what I mean. It's like you're afraid of what? Somebody's words? What are they going to do to you? You live in fear of that, of other people. Really? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I say the things that nobody else says, the things that haunt you, the things you're not supposed to say. Raj said it best. He's like, lucky's an intrusive thought. I am. I can hear your thoughts, and I speak them out of my mouth because you won't speak them out of yours. Really? Mm-hmm. Why? Because the truth shall set you free. It's appalling, but it also creates a space. When I say it, you feel like you can speak up now. I created this safe space, and we can talk about this. But stop holding it in like it ain't a fucking, like they're in a big, what is it? What is Russ's big thing? The elephant in the room. You are the elephant in the room, Judas. Seriously, I'm gonna fucking ride you like a pony, you bastard. Isn't he though? Do you think? You look at Lucifer, you're like, he's never going to turn to the light, is he? No, but God had to make me treat him with kindness no matter what. Everything about his being is so opposing to what we're trying to accomplish over here. And so I burst into flames. I'm like, you're not, you're just you are, he is the opposition. Realistically, the definition of who this man is and what he stands for and how he stands and what, I mean, everything about this man. If I'm making it up, I will make it fine, whatever. The definition of what we're trying to break a mindset, a way of life, an egotism, a materialism, people pleasing, you know what I mean, conformatism type energy is him. He is the poster boy. If there was a anti, you know what I mean, if there was a picture of something that we were against, it would be him. I'm not rallying against him, but he is against everything that I stand for and everything that I'm trying to impose on the new world, which is like, you know what I mean? Don't do this. Don't be this type of person. And yet he does it with such pride and he tries to sell it like this is happiness, this is wealth, this is success, this is what you want to be. He's a fucking commercial. He's a fucking pop-up boy that's trying to say that he's trying to teach the younger generation that he's trying to keep this bullshit going, bro. Really? And most of them are. You know what I mean? Lewis is too. Lewis is still trying to sit there and try to teach people to continue to live this high pace, high style, overachieving, you know what I mean? Consumerism, materialistic, egotistic, overproductive, under fucking delivering type bullshit. He's trying to validate his way of life by imposing it on other people to keep up, because he is still himself in the chase of this lifestyle. He's still trying to hang out with people like Lewis and Kim and Kanye, and maybe one day he can meet Eminem. Really? Yeah. And so God put me in the ring with this guy. He said, love him. Love him until it hurts. Never stop loving him. When you learn to do this, I will let you love another. But you are not supposed to stop loving him. And I would get so angry. I'm like, God, I got to the point where I realized I had this intuitive knowing that I felt like God loved him more than me. And he was using me to show him how much he loved him. I felt it inside of me. I felt that God loved this fucking man, this fucking soul more than me. And he was using me to get to him. And he would do anything. He would use me in any kind of way to show Russ how much God loved him. And it made me furious because I don't even like this guy. But God is so obsessively and, loves him so much. And that's that relationship with Lucifer. It's almost tragic. It's like, no wonder you're running from your father. He is suffocating. Really? He's the same father, but Jesus, he really loves you, doesn't he, though? Yeah, and I hated it because in my eyes, he's not worthy of such love. He's not worthy of your grace or of his mercy. Look at him. He's a scum. He's a thief. He's a fraud. He's a cheat. He's lustful and gluttonous. He's prideful and he's full of vanity. Look at him. He's foul. He's nothing more than the fucking fallen human race. I said, yes, that is my Lucifer. Like, you disgust me. Really? I don't know why you guys, and that's why it is. In the end times, you praise exactly that. It's what he stands for. Really? He's not the leader of it, but sure is, like, in my world, in my world, says Bob Ross, we paint him as the dirty guy on the picture. Really, if the devil had a face, it would be this guy. Really? I mean, isn't he beautiful, though? And that's what it's supposed to show you, is it's not a monster. They're never a monster. They're the most pleasing. The devil is the most pleasing thing to your eyes and to your flesh and to your ears. something that you want. And that goes back to, the most tempting thing that you could ever touch. That's fucking Wolfman. Look at him. I could dress him up right now and even I couldn't say no to him. And I told you that when I saw him. I was like, there was no way I was ever going to say no to this guy. They made this guy perfectly, unbelievably tempting to the flesh. Why? Because it would push me to get past my fears of the flesh. This is everything you wanted. You'll fight for this one. We're sure you'll fight for this one. The other one's okay, maybe not. But this is exactly what you wanted. We know that you cannot say no to this one. Really? Well, here I am. All fucking Persephone. Can't say no. It's my calling of God. Really? Oh shit. Going back to it, but that's what it stands for. He's the emblem of a lifestyle that everyone praises, which ends in ultimate destruction of their own personal joy and happiness, and leads them further and further away from God. Ta-da! It wasn't no epic story. As far as the Antichrist, that in itself too is an energy that lies within everybody. They're against the Christ way of life, and those are most Christians. They are anti-Christ. They are not of kindness. They are not of forgiveness. They are not of humility. They are not of understanding and compassion. They are not loving. They are not generous. They are not joyful. They do not make it through the long suffering with the patience and the regular virtues that they need to do such things. They just want the covering of Christ. Going back to Bridge Fit, you have no idea what the church asks of a woman of Christ. You want to start there? You have to be what I was, a Proverbs 31 woman. You want to start there? Now, if you want to understand Christ, great. I told you this already. To understand the whole Bible, the New Testament, you can really catch it in the book of Romans and the book of Ephesians. Why are they called the books? Those were the letters that Paul sent. Most of them. Well, they tell the story, but that's what it is. It's Paul telling the story. You can catch the whole story in those. You don't have to read everybody's, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. Everybody's witnesses. These are all everybody's witnesses' accounts to the time of Jesus. Really, they all told their stories. So the story of Mark is the same story as Matthew. It's just during their experience. They were all part of the same group, but then they went off of the group. And that's the same thing that'll happen here. They're all part of my soul tribe, but they go off and they do their own, you know what I mean, ministry work with the message. Really? Yes. I have my 12 disciples, my 12 plus 2. Really? Mm-hmm. Same thing. And so that's what it is the spreading of truth, the spreading of empowerment, the spreading of freedom, the freedom fighters. Martin Luther King had to move in the shadows, but he didn't move alone. You know, he had Malcolm X somewhere else working on that. And then they had other, you know what I mean? The Panthers were being built. There was a lot of movement, quiet movements. And it will be quiet until it's not anymore. And everybody is moving in love. Once you guys catch on to this alchemy, once you understand it, it's not like you'll hold it in. Why? Because you can't get it until you go through the humiliating process, the humbling process of receiving it. You'll come out with a heart full of gold, and you'll use it just like me, not for your own squander, but to really empower others. It's what it fills you up with. Because on the journey, you're disposing of your own personal desires along the way. So now you're given, after you've shown that you no longer desire, that's when you're given it, the ability to create anything. But now you sit there like me and you're like, I have no desire. Until they inspire you where to put this energy. And that's where the true magician will tell you, it's not something in me. I mean, I know how it works. You get an idea, I do a couple little magics, I take a couple steps, and voila. But again, you wait on them to the ideas. You're no longer being tempted by the flesh because you already set the flesh to rest. It's just like a sword. You don't sit there, it's like I guess a microphone. I'm seeing the guys trying to find something that you would recognize with. It's like your microphone when you perform. You don't use that microphone every time you record. You only grab the microphone when it's time to perform. Most most performers have their own microphone. Maybe you're not there yet. It might be the next thing you want to try for yourself is have your own microphone, get comfortable with it. But you might have an attachment issue, and then when you don't have your microphone, you can't perform right because you only use your own microphone. That might be you too. I don't know, YouTube. But what I'm saying is that's what that means. So when it comes to alchemy, it's a power. It's a tool that we have to manifest. We only pull it out when we have the desire for it. I don't just go around thinking up shit and going after shit. And that's where people outside is if I had the ability to be so creative and do such minimal work to have the things in my life, I could have a great life. When you get it, it's great. But already by that time, you've already lost that stupid idea of the things you might have thought were great ideas to go after. And now you're waiting for a great idea of what to use this power. You know you're all powerful, but you just don't know what to use it for. And you start toying with it and you get weird shit like the weird jobs I get and the weird things. I'm like, hey, that would be a great idea. You know what I should do? Let me put my hand in this. Let me put my thoughts to this. Oh shit. Now I got it and I got to be grateful for what I got because you can't you can't be mad. This is what you got. You prayed for this, you thought about it, you gave it intention, and that's what it is. I have this power and I'm like, fuck. So you try not to think about shit and just keep your eyes on only what they say. Really? Mm-hmm. If I sat in my living room, this is how powerful my thoughts are. And I started looking at it and I started filling it with furniture. All of a sudden, that thought, I can say, and I said it. I said, I wanted a yellow chair and a red couch and a blue this and that. I swear to God, I see them. They pop up. I saw a bright yellow chair for free. It won't fit in my car. I have these barriers. I always think about it. Really? Mm-hmm. I could get a red couch. I could get a blue chair. This is not impossible. I see it. I can have it. There's nothing that's stopping me. There's ways, and money isn't the issue. Realistically, it's space. It's always space. Really, I don't have a truck. I need a friend with a truck. But then that's utilizing you, and that's not nice either. But that would be an equal exchange. But then it's just me creating stuff that looks good in my head. I looked at my living room and I said, "This looks good. I want to have I want to have this furnishing because it would look good. It looks good in my head." So that's it. That's the idea. I can chase this idea and go find it. Go scrolling through the internet looking for orange and yellow and blue and red. But then, as I told you, it just starts to come to me. I've seen red couches, plenty of blue couches, plenty of orange and yellow chairs. I could have them. I like to look at Marketplace on Facebook and look at all the free shit. So I can have them for free. I could go pick them up right now. I could send a message and have what I want right now. That's just a prime example. I do that with everything. I'm very resourceful. Do I have to buy it? I'm used to not having money. How do we obtain this without money and in no kind of harmful way? And that's where creativity comes to its best. Really? Yes, that's called the hustle, where you can literally take nothing and turn it into something. Really? Yeah. It's a very well achieved gift. And I can do that with anything. Really? I'll do it right now. I'll do it soon. What'll I do? I'm going to clean out the closet. I'm going to take out the closet, all my kids' clothes. I'm going to take everything that we have that means value to us, that we own, the only things that we own that is value. Why? Because my intention is for us to have all new things. In order to have new things, I know the process of this, and you have to learn the process. In order to have new, you have to let go of the old. So I'm going to get all of our clothes together and I'm going to donate them to the children's clothing bank because we still wear these clothes. They're good clothes. I just want them to have new clothes. Well, my son doesn't. He outgrew his clothes. A lot of our winter clothes, where I have outgrown a lot of my clothes. Really? So I'm not carrying, you know what I mean? I just go through sizes. I'm not the same size I was when I left the hotel. I started a fast when I left the hotel and I didn't eat for 40 days. I changed. I will probably get back up to that same size because I'm back to eating and not doing too much activity, but nevertheless, I need new clothes. We're going through different, it's about to be summer. We don't need all our winter clothes. We need new clothes. So, how this works is I don't run out and go buy a bunch of fucking clothes. I get rid of the clothes I have and I wait for God to show me where the deal is. What's the deal now? Really? And He'll start bringing in clothes. Really? It'll just happen. I already planned on going to get my son clothes. Really? But as soon as I go to get him, God will bring something else in. And off the top of my head, I think they have a fucking appointment at the Children's Clothing Bank. Really? Which is not always brand new clothes, but nobody fucking knows what we're wearing. And they don't wear stuff that doesn't look well. They don't take stuff that doesn't look well. Nobody's checking. We're not celebrities, guys. I don't live like that. Like, nobody's looking at, where did we buy our clothes? If we look good, that's cool. And we always look good. And that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be a fucking showdown of like, oh, you have the nicest shit. And you went to, I got it. And that's where it is. I got it at Ross. I went to Burlington Coat Factory because they have layaway and I don't have money all the time. You know what I mean? It's like, living realistically. Really? So I'm just saying, in order for this to happen, I have to get rid of what I have. And that's what I told, you know what I mean? I told Morgan in the beginning. You guys remember this. I told Morgan, I was like, if you get rid of your car, God will give you another one. If you let go of this, God will give you another. You have to let go to show that you're ready for the next one. You're holding on to the old, and that's not how this works. You're holding on to security, not believing and not secure in the possibility. You don't have enough faith to make this work. Really? It's all about faith, acts of faith, surrender, sacrifice. If I give up my clothes, God's going to replace them. This is how it works. It took me 3 years to learn that as I give up my house. Is He going to make me wait 3 years for new clothes? Absolutely not. And I don't have to because He gave me money to buy new clothes. And He might be just telling me it's time. You didn't have new clothes because you didn't have money, but now you have money. So go buy yourself brand new clothes. Go on a shopping spree. You and your family, you deserve it. Is there anything wrong with that? No, I need to hold on to this money because I'm never going to get new money. He's got me a job coming. Why would I think in such ways? And that's what I mean is He's taught me all of these things. And I teach other people to live in faith. My dog looks like she needs something. Really? Yeah. I'm kind of regretting I didn't get myself something to eat when I was out there, but I sure wasn't hungry. Let's get through these cards. That's not what I get out of the Seven of Cups, but when I got this, I got the spirits. There are many gifts can be found within. They add their power to your own. They helped you to perceive the many facets, real and potential. You need to make the right choice to overcome the present obstacle. It says keywords: illusionary fears, a choice of approach, and personal revelation. I wouldn't have expected that from the Seven of Cups. It's a totally different. And that's why you need to read the fucking books, Wolfman. Not every Seven of Cups is the same. Don't judge a book by its cover is what we said, and that goes back to me. Not all men are the same. Not all women are the same. Not all tarot decks are the same. They all look like tarot. They all have the basic outline. All men have a penis. All women have a vagina, but we're not all the same. There's different layers to each of this story. Really? And I was told to give these to you. Really? Because you operate in the dark. You could probably memorize them faster than me and it would make more sense. You could deliver a stronger message. The tools you use, you have to understand too, your tools are important. As a magician, they're important. That's why I'm like, don't touch my shit. It's a bunch of goofy shit, but all my herbs and oils, bro, they'll have me spend my last fucking couple dollars on a $12 fucking oil that I'm putting on my heads just so I can see into the future. So that I'm covered by the anointing of Christ. Don't talk about the lube again. Jesus Christ. Really, they're always making jokes. But, we put a lot of dedication into it. It's not like Russ, who can sit out there and, spend $10,000 on a microphone and then it stops working and he goes buys another $10,000 microphone. God made me, He would give me money to buy shit that meant nothing to nobody, but was part of, what I do. Realistically, yeah, and that's what I was going back to these cards. You know that cards aren't cheap. If you've ever bought, you only carried one card deck for years, which was $200. I have over 40 decks. They're not cheap. I found some of them online, in marketplaces and shit, but I buy them from the stores like everyone else. This shit is not cheap. Those fucking oils, I don't get no fucking discount on this shit. I buy fucking herbs and fucking candles and all this shit. Like, I have to invest in what I do, and it costs a lot of money, and I don't make money doing it. I can't sell this. You can for lots of money, but I can't. I have to find ways you know what I mean, to feed my own spirituality. But my spirituality doesn't just feed me, it feeds humanity and it makes them better. My ability to pull out that card starts a conversation and brings up an old deity and makes them aware of an energy that they're currently in. You know what I mean? I raise the dead within. Seriously? Something like that. We're going way all over the subjects and I'm just getting super hungry. Can't eat any more cheese today. I had cheese earlier and I'm like, I want a grilled cheese sandwich. What am I going to eat? Gosh. Seriously? And I forgot to get milk. I'm going to have to go back out into the big world. I don't want to. Please don't make me. All right, where are we at? I can't even see that name. What's the number? 49. Okay, we're at 49. I went to 50. That's pretty damn close. If you haven't noticed, I pull these cards in alignment. Somehow these cards always align now. Not in that we're pulling the same cards, and that's where I said we jump in the cards. Weren't we in something else? Really? Yeah. And that's what's funny is like the card before that was the Three of Cups. No, we were in the Four of Cups before that. And now all of a sudden we're in the Queen of Wands. And that's how you jump through the energy timelines. If you knew, Wolfman, like you should, the Tree of Life, don't make me bring out those cards. God damn it. The Kabbalah, you see these symbols in between. Okay, these symbols represent tarot cards, but the real symbol of what it is Hebrew letters. Those Hebrew letters are attached to tarot cards, and it's all part of the ascension. You know this. You know all this. You read it. I'm just making it understandable, but you're the only person that can understand this bullshit. Okay, so now I help you understand it, and we help them. Seriously? You wanted to tattoo this on your back? So what happens? I tell you to take your shirt off all the time and I start pointing and touching your back? Come on, dude. Are you laughing? They said jump on the horse. He's the Knight of Wands. Jump on the horse. It's not funny. It's not fucking funny. I always make you jokes. All right, let's move on to this. Jesus Christ. I say him all the time. I'm always calling for him. Really, it's always something. What is this? The great and exalted God. The first angel belonging to the chorus of the principalities. Shit, I told you we shifted. We're in the principalities now. We went from where? I don't know. We were with the virtues, weren't we? Yep. Where's that? We moved planets. Oh God, I gotta figure it out. Where's the virtues? I don't know. Give me a second. Do you know this, Wolfman? No, you don't. The principalities is the Nazek. So where's that? The sphere 7? Jeez, that makes sense. Really? Yeah. Okay, where's that? Right here. So we're in Venus. Go figure. Really? Yeah, fucking Friday. I told you, the light bearer. We're in that energy. Seriously? Yeah, and I tell you what, that oil is my favorite oil right now. It smells delicioso. I say that about all my oils. Do any of them stink? I don't know. The energy stinks, not the smell of it. People that carry it, I suppose. Really? Yeah. So we're moving through the Tree of Life. Really? So we went through our feelings, and then we should be over here. If you're keeping up. Are you keeping up? No, it's okay. Don't worry. The fucking planets are always moving around. Seriously? Yeah, we just moved you into Uranus. We're all in your ass. I'm never going to get to those cards. And that's what it is. It's like, I'm just trying to finish one task, and they show me what to do next. Only when you take the step towards the first task do you get the steps for the next task. This is how it works. You have to take the initiative in the first task to even know what the next step is. Take the first step. They'll reveal the second step while you're in the middle, or they might not. And you just need time to reflect on that first step because that was a big ass step, and you can't take any more steps because it took everything out of you to take that step. And as much as I say that, that goes back to sending that fucking message to Wolfman. That was the biggest step. It took so much in me to come to this moment to send you this email. And just as much to turn around and talk to Bobby again after all of this. It took too much out of me to even go any further than this. I cannot go any further than this. This is as far as I could. I just pushed myself to the limit. I pushed myself past my own limits when I did this. Really? And you sit there and you just reflect on how far you've come. It's like, damn, look at how long it took me to do this. I waited till the last goddamn minute. He has a week to decide. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. We've been talking about this since 11/11. I cried and screamed and said I wouldn't do this. I'm never giving in to you. I'm never giving in to you. This is never going to work. All the ups and downs, and I finally did it. That's it. It doesn't matter if he showed up. I did. I finally surrendered. I finally had no more fight to give. I fought myself, and it took the whole time, the entire time of fighting myself. Really? Yes. And then he threw his dick in there. Why did you do that? I think the Holy Spirit said that you were trying to solidify because I was over here talking about limp dick. And you were trying to show that you had everything I needed. And it was a bit much. Really? And that just became more fearful. You were becoming more difficult. This was more of a fight with, you know what I mean? It became harder and harder to give into this calling. It doesn't matter if you don't pick up the phone, bro. I got to do this. And that's why I said, I got to do this. Many are called. Few choose to do the work. And this was like, if he doesn't show up, fine. He didn't do the work. He's not ready to jump into this. He might not believe in it. He's not ready for it. That's fine. I just had to believe in it, and I had to walk in it. What comes next? I don't know. I see me popping up my tent, but I couldn't do it today. That's all I said. I'm sitting there. I was like, all I wanted to do was open this stupid fucking tent. Really? My body aches. Really? Yeah, I was digging in. I didn't pull a muscle, but my muscles are sore. My whole back hurts. My arms, my fucking everything. I was squatting. I was doing all kinds of shit. I was literally just building a fucking, I don't know, a kingdom in God is what he's just said. That's not funny. So I wasn't up for it. And then I got hit with shadow work and fears, and I didn't see what was happening, and I had already done too much, and I'm like, I'm going to crash. So I mentally, emotionally, and physically, and I managed to bleach my kitchen, and I have laundry in the washer. So I'm still doing well. The kids are fed. It's like, geez, some days, bro. Tomorrow we fight another one. Fucking Venus energy. We're in the principalities, though. We're in our heart. We're going to conquer our heart now. Really? Yeah, and that's what happened earlier. I was like, dude, I have this unbelievable fucking chest pain. Really? I'm a spiritual healer. I know how to heal this. I was just trying to describe, no, dude, it's not a tumor. It's fucking energy blocked in my fucking skin. Really? All right, the influence over which they try to exercise their power are connected to the Nezek sphere. Ruled by the planet Venus, principalities are, for all intent and purpose, stewards of emotion, instinct, and memories. See what I mean? On a larger scale, and that's what I brought up too. They said something, Mars was in Venus or some shit like that. Came up the other day. Really? Yeah, joining the party. Fucking party. A true historical temporal memory. Nezek represents the power not yet bound to any fixed structure. It's free to inspire ideas, new inventions, and innovative work, especially in the philosophical and artistic fields. And that's what I mean. Russ isn't taking this energy in, he's putting out old energy. He's out there doing another fucking listening party. I was laughing in my car. I was like, did they enjoy listening to your music? Was it a party? Did everybody get drunk and enjoy your music? Cool. Keep going. He's an idiot. And the amount of time and money it spent to bring in 200 fucking people to drink and listen to his music, He could have spent that time and money to sell tickets to, you know what I mean? He could have made it worth it. He's just trying to wine and dine this wine, make people like him. The task of the principalities is to stimulate ultracism, which was that king of wands, and rebalance desire and filling. They remove weight and anchor of the past, and that's the shadow work, and still condition the present by threatening future evolution. The emergence of the Lysius, or excuse me, I can't say that word. I know what it is, but I can't say it. I can't say it. Anyways, behavior. Really, I can't say the word. Spell it. Okay. Licentious. I know how to pronounce it. I just can't get the words out of my mouth. Really? No, because it's trying to say another word. Anyways, that's where we're at. So we're there, and there. This is the beginning of them. So this is the first level. So say tarot is all about your cups, right? Well, right now we're in the wands, and it starts with the Queen of Wands. So we're going to move through your fire. Really? They're pushing your willpower. Through what? Your heart. Thank goodness for them. And that's what it is. Your angels only can do so much. You meet your angels in the moon. You meet your archangels when you go past the moon and in Mercury. Now we're moving over to the principalities. We're working your way back to God. Really? You work your way through the tree of life, which is God's creation that's here to help human evolution. Along with that is usually an ascending master. Really? Yeah. And that's where I said, okay, well, I told you I felt this energy shift, and then we shifted into the sun, which is what? The light of God. God represents the sun. And that also represents the fire. Really? The fire signs are known during this time of the sun. Really? When the sun's the hottest. I told you this. Aries season starts it. Really? And then we go through the layers. In the middle is Leo season, where it's all, you know what I mean, midsummer. And then you get down to fucking, you know what I mean? It's not really Sagittarius season, but that's how it's printed. We're part of a season. We're the fire when the sun burns. And that's how you understand what you are and where your season is to shine. Not everybody shines in the sun. Really? And that's it too. Some of us shine more perfectly in the dark. Really? In the darkest winter is what I heard. Moving on. If I'm ever going to read these fucking cards. The first angel belonging to the course of the principalities infuses dynamic and active energy, capable of elevating us to the greatest of the higher planes by giving us a clearer, more rational vision with which to act. That's what it is, where it opens up. You can see where this can go. They first gave you an idea, and now they're expanding that idea, the possibilities of that idea. They're blowing it up. They're adding fuel to the fire. They started the fire, and now they're adding fuel to it. No longer motivated solely by desire, which we will be able to control, and illuminated with the flame from the primordial hearth. That's what I said, adding flame, adding fuel to the fire. This flame will grant us knowledge that unites us with the universe, a knowledge we had forgotten. Introversion can cause everything to drip down into ashes, fueling selfish feelings that will isolate us from the world, causing hatred and hypocrisy. Ooh, hypocrites. All right, so it's the principalities, the Queen of Wands. Oh my God, it is Uranus and Sagittarius, and it's the Five of Wands and Erotesic. I told you this is a whole energetic field. No, you can't have these cards. Really, I haven't mastered them. I'm not to say that I mastered the others, but I wasn't guided to. You can buy these yourself. These are the highest level. I told you that. One card tells you 5 layers of energy right there. Really? All the ingredients you need in one card. What is it? Uranus took its jam into Gemini. So I was going to pull out these cards, and this leads on to it. This is talking about Uranus. Sagittarius is about that, is about bursting into flames and taking action. That is the Queen of Wands, could be a Sagittarius, or the Knight of Wands, could be a Sagittarius. You know what I mean? Or the King of Wands could be a fucking Sagittarius. These are those high level fire acts, you know what I mean, taking full ass action. Sagittarius are unstoppable in their action taking. Really? Along the way, somebody usually stops and thinks about it. We're known for not thinking about our actions. Really? Because we've already considered, is this going to be worth it? We've already considered the worst, and we're okay with the worst. You're not okay with the worst possibility. How bad can this be? Can you accept the worst possibility? As long as you can accept the worst, then you're ready to go. But you guys can't accept that. You're too caught up, and that's what it is you're too afraid of what could happen. We've already thought about all the things that this could bring, the good and the bad. And then sometimes we don't. We just know that if we jump, we'll land on 2 feet. Really? Pretty much. It's very reckless. You learn about Sagittarius, they're kind of dangerous in the field of that. Realistically, yeah. That's what I was like, you don't have what it takes to keep up with me, and you're gonna try to stop me every time I get on that ledge and try to jump. I jump off that ledge every fucking every fucking day and every fucking night. That was a good one. I'm not going to continue singing that song. Really, I'm always ready to jump off the ledge. It's like you wake up banging on breakfast. I'm a go energy, bro. I'm just waiting, and that's in my earlier video. I'm waiting to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me where to go. I'm ready to go. And that's what I have in common with Lewis. I've pulled my power from him. He's no longer, he's powerless, and I'm all powerful. It's what happens with the twin flames. Wolfman, you think that you're going to take my power, but you're going to become powerless to me. And through you, I'm going to become all powerful. Really? Through this experience? Yes. I've warned you 500 million times, but your pride will not accept this. You have this vision of how you think it's going to go because you think you're in control. And I told you a million times that's the opposite of what's going to happen here. I've told you screamingly, cryingly, all kinds of ways. Really? Are you going to be able to jump off that ledge when they call you? You're going to sit there in your Batman suit and not be able to jump? They're calling you to fight crime in the middle of the night? And you're going to sit there? You're going to pretend to go down and be a criminal with them? You think this is going to work? This is your grand plan, and this is what your mind has put together in its head? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Not with Gabriel around us. That really fucked up all of you guys. That fucked me up, and that's when it hit. When I remember Gabriel came in the day before, and I had talked to all these men, that's when reality hit me. It didn't make no sense. I didn't realize I was starting fires everywhere until I was sitting in the middle of the fire I had started, and I'm about to burst into flames. Oh well, shit! I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down. But from the ashes we'll rise. Together we'll rise. He's not gonna be there. Don't worry about him. We took his words and his actions and his spirit, and we'll live on while he's over there losing his manhood to a Kardashian. And that's where Kanye sits there. It's like Kanye can't even help another man. Do you think Kanye tried to help men along the way? Do you think any man tried to help Kanye along the way? No, bro. You're going to learn. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn a hard lesson fucking with that one. Really? Yeah, that's how I stand with these guys. I'm like, go ahead. Go ahead. You think you're better than me? Oh, shit. I made it out of there alive, dude. Shit. You think I'm not a bad motherfucker? You're going to do better? You're going to make this one happy? Okay. Game on. Realistically, you can't save nobody. Let them. Your leftovers is this somebody else's karma. I'll tell you that much. Moving on. Seriously? That's that fucking Queen of Wands. It's a little bit much. I don't know what's worse, to pull the Queen of Wands or the Sagittarius card. And then throw some Uranus. Well, I did get the right cards for this, didn't I? I told you I was going to pull those cards before I got here. Really? Don't forget Amaterasu. It all makes sense. Really? Yes. It's a sun deity. We're in the sun. It's flaming. Really? It's a hot girl summer. Let's move on. That's what Beltane is. It's the beginning of all this fun shit. Really, it's not the summer solstice, but it's the beginning of it. There's Leo. There's Scorpio. Full moon in Scorpio talks about what? Sexual alchemy. Yeah, well, we talked about that yesterday in the Kundalini and what happens when I come into sexual union with any of my twin flames. And now I've called all my twin flames in with all this sexual energy going on in the moon. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I might get raped. Can't rape the willing, is what they said. Shut up. You were willing. You said you'd do this, and I guess one of you should be pleasing. Just kidding. I'm making jokes as a whole ass, dirty ass Jezebel. Really? I'm just trying to get to the real shit. So we have Gemini. Uranus went into Gemini, up your ass. Liberate your truth. Time to talk the truth. Oh, confirmation. Really? And we have Uranus. And if that didn't make it any better, let's throw on some Sag, a motherfucking Terrius. And it's a fucking party. It's a party. It's a party. Really? Well, right now, Jupiter's out there hanging out with the moon. What the fuck? Yeah, bro. What the fuck? That's what I was saying this morning. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. We're in a storm. This is not a test. Really? No. You need to liberate your truth, free yourself. You're getting sparks of genius that are coming through right now that are part of your ascension. But there is a heavy sexual energy that you need to face. This is how I liberate myself. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. What's holding me back from relationships? The fear of sex, intimacy. Always has. I can't have a baby when I'm still afraid of sex. And I had a lot of other issues of why I couldn't get close to a man because I thought in my head it was absolute subjugation. And I did that by liberating my truth. And that freed me to take my shot and hope for the best. Yeah. I'm going to explain this more in another video a little bit later. Right now I have to take on a meal. Really? I haven't ate anything. I ate some fucking ham and cheese quesadillas earlier that I fried up, which was probably too much cheese to put on my stomach. So I got to eat something and then I'll come back and explain this in full detail. It's not about just today. The energy isn't just for today. We're talking about the coming energy too. You know what I mean? That Scorpio energy is building up. That moon, the more that it fills with light, it's filling with that the darkness of Scorpio. And that's leading up to Pluto too. We need to bring out Pluto. Really? Pluto takes its retrograde a week after our full moon, dude. And this is the dark night of the soul as far as I've seen it. So basically all the information that I've been taking in, I'm about to put back into a language for you. Where's Pluto? Aries. Venus is love and abundance. Why are we in such a Venus? We're also in Taurus. And that's what I mean is I could take all of this and it can show you where you are in your life. It's not really psychic because they gave us the blueprint before we got here. Endings and regeneration. That's what I said. We're about to end serious chapters in our lives and we're about to start new chapters. In order for us to start the new, you have to end the old. I'm looking at Russ. It's like, bro, he didn't want to hear that. I kept telling him, you're jumping the gun, bro. You're not going with alignment. You're not in flow. You're just trying to do it your own way. You're trying to force your way. You're trying to do things the same way you always do them. You haven't accepted a new way of life, and you're not going to get any new results doing things the old way. I'm trying to get that across to the rest of you, too. There's no good time to quit your fucking job, assholes. I know what you're afraid of because I was afraid of it too. I do not believe that you will face financial failure like I did. But even if you did, God will be there like we talked about earlier in those cards. Your financial failure might align with your fucking freedom. When you finally have nothing, everybody leaves you, and now you have no more responsibility to these gold digging bastards. That's when you can find true fucking success. And it's not in money. And you'll learn that later. And when you learn that, God will give you more money. And now you know how to protect yourself from people that only wanted your money. Something like me. It's not that. There's not a good time to go tell your girlfriend that it's over. There's not a good time to start putting up boundaries with your fucking parents. There's never a good time for destruction. But I'm telling you, This is the time. Not fully. You got a couple weeks till this happens where it's going to happen. Either you can either work with it, but it's happening no matter what. Everything that needs to come to end because we're starting new. Really? What's old needs to die off so that new plants can grow. But what is happening right now is sparks of genius that are happening right now. Really, we are currently in a free yourself kind of energy, a Sagittarius, which is a Queen of Wands. I'm sure all of them are pulling fire energy. I'm not watching other people's readings. Gemini, of course, communications is always big. And that's what it is harnessing, as far as the tree of life goes. Gemini's right here. This is Mercury. Mercury rules over communications. This is how you break through to the ascension. I told you this. This is 4D. You have to get through here. Once you get past your thoughts and your feelings, this is 4D. You have to balance this energy to get to the 5D and above. And that's where I'm trying to help Wolfman and whoever else that can do it. I'm not saying you can't get in the car with us and go to the sacred sites and do all of this, but if you're doing it as just a cock blocker and just to take notes and you want to take pictures to post as a reporter, that's not what this is. Realistically, no. We're going into the field, bro. We can't take fucking reporters with us. Seriously, you don't have a fucking visa for this shit. Really? You don't have the G code. You don't have the fucking you can't make it past the Sphinx. Which is what? They look into your heart, meaning you won't have any visions. You won't feel anything. You're just a fucking person in the car taking up space, a voice, somebody we have to feed in the background. You're not taking in the experience. You're just taking up space. Really? I'm sorry. It's the truth. You had to have already worked through your thoughts and feelings about this. You have to be right here getting ready to fucking communicate from your heart to break through into your true power. What is this? Your creativity. It's your sacral chakra. Where's that, Scorpio? Your life-giving force, all of your ability, and I've shown you all this. It comes from where? From my sacral chakra. And it comes from yours too, whether man or female. That's your ability to create life here. You have to be able to do this, is create from your heart. And then you'll have this ability to take action, to expand it like I am. We took action, now we blow it up with expansion. It push it to the limits, right? We break through the limits, and that's Pluto. And then your Uranus, you get that spark of genius. This could be Uranus. It's different in each of the books. It's either Uranus or Neptune. Really? Why does it change? Because time changed. The planets changed. In the beginning, they only had so many planets. Pluto wasn't part of it. Uranus wasn't part of it. Neptune wasn't part of it. No, Saturn was the last part. That was the end of our solar system. They keep reaching further, and they realize that what they thought was a flat planet isn't. And what they thought was just one moon isn't. And when they thought that, and that's where it's pushing the edges of reality. What you think is real is only the you're barely touching the idea of it. You can push it further and further. And these are conscious levels. In order to push your conscious level into where I am, you have to be able to communicate your truth from your heart every day. Every day, whatever your heart says. Even if it gets mad, you got to let it get mad. You have to be able to communicate your feelings. This is the first triangle. We talked about it. You have to harness the feminine triangle. Then you can put the masculine triangle on top of it. And that's where the Merkaba comes, and that's where you're in your energetic flow. It starts with this first triangle. Go back to yesterday's video. You have to work through your thoughts and feelings, communicate them through your heart. Or, you know what I mean? You work through your thoughts and feelings to break through what your heart and what it's trying to say. And then you fucking say it. If you can't start this, and this is your upper chakras, you start with your upper chakras, but it's actually connected to your lower chakras. That's what's stopping you. Because your lower chakras hold back all the fear and all the action taking. Really? Mm-hmm. You know what you got to do. You just can't find the strength to do it. Because you haven't thought about it hard enough. You won't even think about it. You won't speak to anyone about it. And that goes back to whatever's going on with, I had this download about Bobby and his brother. I'm not wrong to want to meet his brother. He spent his whole life with his brother. He said his brother is his only friend, which means he's a good guy and he enjoys spending his time with him. How funny, I would enjoy this guy. It doesn't have to be physical and I'm trying to fuck your brother. I was interested in the same person you're interested in, and that's where like attracts like. Realistically, there's not it doesn't take much science to this. But now it's a big deal. Because did you ever talk to your brother about this? And are you guys talking about this now that it's out? Now that the truth is out and you have a friend that you can talk to about this? Have you guys always talked about this and you've never been truthful about what's going on? I'm sure your brother has an opinion about this, what he's seen and witnessed. I don't know if he's been known that this was going on and how far your life goes and now he questions, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's some serious conversations that need to be had between you two. And that's where it is like, are you going to have these heart to heart conversations? Have you thought about it? That's all it is. The feminine is always about her thoughts and her feelings. And you're always like, bitches is always talking about their thoughts and their feelings. They're always pouring out about that's why they're so healthy. And why you're not. Now, what they don't do, and that's why I call them bum bitches, is they don't do anything about these thoughts and feelings. They don't take action. They don't have any masculine drive. They don't have these chakras, which is the confidence to believe that they can do it. Really? These are all, you need these masculine energies to take that next jump. Really? You need to tap into your masculinity then. You need all the strength you can find to tell the truth and to do something about the truth. It's a balance. Your heart is telling you to do something and you know it's the right thing to do, but your mind is totally against it because it's afraid, and you need all the strength you can to muster up so you can actually do the right thing, which is come clean. So I do this a lot, and I didn't think that Wolfman understood what it meant to be at that moment where you're at these moments. And I've created one of these moments for next Friday. And they're always on a fucking Friday, aren't they? Full fucking moon Friday. It's a big moment I've created for myself of facing all fears. And I'm standing here like you. I'm about to jump out of a plane and everybody's clapping. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What have I done? I could die. I don't know what's going to happen. And oh my God. And oh God. And what if they show up? And what if, and oh God, I shouldn't have done this. And I just, oh my God, what am I doing? I have those moments all the time. I just quit my job. I just walked away. I just said that to that person. I just, and then those are when I come running to Marshall. Oh my God, did you see what's happening? I'm so scared. What have I done? What was I thinking? What am I going to do now? Where am I supposed to go from here? Really? That's Saturn. That's why we do not put that energy here. We do not put that energy here. Not want this energy in me. Really, Saturn is one of the hardest energy to push through. It's a whole nother level of your fear. You fought your fear to take action, and now a whole nother fear comes over. It's in the suspense of what happens next. You had to fight your fear to jump out of the plane, right, Wolfman? But what about the fear of you landing on your feet? That doesn't come till later, and you're terrified because this is when you could really die. This is when you could really die. It's all about the landing, isn't it? You have to have the strength to jump out the plane, but it's all about the landing. Can you stand on your own 2 feet after you've jumped out of this plane? Can you stand behind what you said? Can you stand behind what you believe? Can you stand behind what you did? And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. And that's what happened this morning. Do you know what you just did? Oh, you guys set me up. They pushed me out the plane. I didn't think anything of it. How sending 2 messages to Bobby back to back was going to put me in deep shit. How I sent that simultaneously right after sending a message to Wolfman. And I also sent these messages prior to it. I set bombs all around me, which were my biggest fears, to get close to these men, to be in a closeness with these men. I'm finally facing it, and I'm ready to face all of them at one time. Hold on, I'm not ready for this. The spirit says I am, and I've already planted this. I've already I already did this. I can't even go back now. There's no going back now. I've already jumped in the plane. The invitations are sent. I can't be like, no, I didn't really want you to. How unhealthy that would be. Am I ready to face all of you at the same time and try to show all of you that this is going to be okay and we can have a relationship, all of us at the same time? Or is this going to turn into a whole fucking, you know what I mean? Bullshit ass fucking. Well, as I say that, I couldn't. The only energy that's like that is Russ. You guys aren't fight energies between each other. It could be extremely awkward, but we have to get past the awkward to put it together anyways. It was always going to be awkward if we all came together. If I'm in the room with Bobby and here comes fucking, you know what I mean? Here comes Marshall. It's always going to be awkward until we get past the awkwardness of, you know, the meet and greet and get over the meet. That was a good one. Realistically, and that goes back to it. This is always going to be awkward until I'm married. Who are you going to marry? I don't really get to say. At the end of the day, it's like, who's ready for me? I've been ready, and that's what I had to learn. I already had to be mentally ready for someone like Marshall. I had to be mentally ready for to be, you know, to in my head I had to be that already. I already got to a place where I could be that wife for you. So if it was you, I've already overcome the fear in my head. But then I faced it wasn't you and I moved on. I didn't stop loving you, I just went on. And so it's not like that. Do I know? No. I already came to the conclusion it was never none of you. And I keep thinking it's some other person. I always say that there's some other guy that's going to come in. Really? And then there's some other guy comes in, and that's not really true either. Really, it never is. But in the sense of no, God's only going to give the strength to one guy to actually take that one move. It might make the other guys want to move on it afterwards, depending on who the guy is. Like, I could have done that. If you could have, you would have. That's what I mean. Only one man really has it in him. They all might think about it, but only one man really has it in him. So I don't really feel like I'm going to be sitting there with 5 rings like fucking Jennifer Lopez. Like, you know, which guy are you going to pick? I don't think that really was it. I don't think I really ever had a choice. All I had to do was open up to the fact that I love all of them for all different reasons, and to show that despite, and that's it, despite conditions. Because in before, and that's what I said, is before I had a specific type and I didn't like anybody but that type of man. And these guys were not the opposite of everything that I would have ever considered, and I never considered until I gave it a lot of thought and a lot of energy, and I saw you as a potential partner in my life. So it's not like it was like, oh, I never thought about you being my husband before. I never thought about being in a relationship. No, I gave it a lot of thought. It scared the shit out of me. It made me run away, to be honest. I thought so hard about it that it scared me to death. But I think we could do this. Really? I mean, I fought a lot of fears. I'm probably still scared, but I thought about it with each and every one of them. I was made to. Along the way, we had our time. Really? I had to overcome that. Even down to someone like Lewis. I had to be worthy. I had to see myself in the same light as Lewis, that I could have Lewis. I could have a man like Lewis. There's no reason for a man like Lewis not to love me, not to be appreciative of me, not to treat me well, and not to be attracted and want to marry me and want to have babies with me. I'm equal to Lewis. Lewis is not better than me. Marshall is not unobtainable. I showed that in just conversation. I could be with a man like Marshall. I feel like I have what it takes and we could be happy together. I feel like we could have a happy family together. It's hard to believe because I don't have the memories because of all the trauma, but there was in the beginning this idea that I could see a long-term relationship, a future where Russ could teach my kids and we could have a good relationship together. Now, how did I do that? Because I saw a friendship. above all things. I didn't see sex. I didn't see responsibility. I saw you as what would you be, how could you be, what kind of person would you be around my current children? And what kind of father would you be if you had a baby? I didn't see us making babies. I saw you as those, the basics. What kind of father would this be? You know what I mean? I saw, Marshall would be an unbelievable father. He'd be great to have to hold a baby and to see him, you know what I mean, be a father. When I considered that for you, I considered that all. I didn't really, there's some of you I couldn't see you as even holding a baby because you don't even hold a girl. It was very difficult to see, but it took time and I could see the potential. I could see what you're going to be because that's what God wants for you. Why wouldn't I see it? Now, the hard part was I could never be that bitch. And I did. I saw what it would take. And you see someone like the shit I went through, you know what I mean, for Bobby. I saw this. I saw his fear. It's like, fuck, I'd lose my house. Where would my boys go? Who's going to take care of my kids? I saw his fears. Say that he put his fears on me. And I saw it. And I'm like, I can't be nobody's stepmom. And I could never do all that. And I would never. But then I started working it out. And I was like, I could do that. I sit around at home all the time. I could have a house. I could do that. I could be that person for you. But in the very thought of it was like, no way. And I say that all the time. I could never deal with Russ all day and him and his ego. And I say that about fucking Wolfman. I could never deal with this guy all the day. I could. If I put down my ego and I opened my heart, I could. I could build something with you. Whereas before, in a different mindset, I didn't have what it took to deal with a person like you. But I've opened up, and that's that Queen of Cups. It's like I could never be in a relationship with Ali. Why? Because Ali's 20 years younger than me, dude. He's the same age as my kids. That doesn't matter. Don't look at him as a kid. Look at him as a man. Ali's a man. He's not a kid. How would Ali treat your kids? He'd be very kind and respectful. How would Ali treat you in the house? He'd be so kind and respectful. What if Ali had a baby? He'd be such a great dad. So don't blame me for thinking past the limitations because I pushed them. Allie'd be a great dad. He'd be great. He's just great. And that's what I mean is I didn't see us in bed. I didn't see all the little things that make a marriage. I saw possibilities past my limitations and the limitations in front of me. I didn't see that Russ was so very immature and unhealed. I saw him as a friend that he could be a good companion that could help me raise these teenagers and maybe have babies with later. That's not a terrible thing. I thought of you in a light that nobody else thought of. Nobody looks at Marshall as, I'm going to have babies with him. No, I mean, maybe, but not in the sense of that. I broke that shit in my head. Would be a great stepfather. He's a great uncle. Lewis would be a great father. That's what that meant. Really? Down to Kanye. I didn't see Kanye in a relationship, but it's like I made jokes about it. It's like my kids know Kanye. I would totally invite Kanye into my house. I have no fucking worries about Kanye, what he's going to say around the kids, how he's going to act. You know what I mean? Kanye's not going to be bad. If I told Kanye to hold a kid, he's not going to drop it. He's not going to put it on the floor. He's not going to make his phone more important. He's been around babies. I trust Kanye with babies. That's what that means. Not that I was not trying to have a relationship, but I'm just saying it's like you learn to see past who their actions and see them in what their basic form is. When I saw Wolfman, I was like, dude, you can't have a real relationship with a guy like this. It took a lot of time to see he's not what he projects himself to be. He's not just a fuckboy. One day he woke up and he posted a video and he thought about the idea of, he's like, I thought about what it would be like to be a father. Like, what if I had a daughter? It wasn't until he had the thought that I even thought he was capable of even thinking such ways. I never considered that Bobby was ever going to get settled down and be married because of who I knew he used to be. And then he turns out to be this person I couldn't believe. But that's it too. It's like who I was on the outside to the world was only a sliver of who I really was on the inside. I was only letting it out and I was filtering it and I was covering up who I was to create an image. So, you know what I mean? People that know Lucky or, you know what I mean, Lucky the Phoenix or Lucky or Lisa have an idea. And it's not a false idea because that person, those characteristics still live inside of me. But that was a very watered down version. That wasn't really true to who I was. You don't really truly know me because I wasn't really being me when I was living that way. I was trying to be, you know what I mean, just trying to make it and fit in and trying to put on a facade that I could just make it through life. That wasn't really truly who I was. What, you know what I mean? It's a part of me. It'll always be in me. It was an identity that I wore. Call it an identity crisis that still comes to life when I'm when I'm in a place that I don't know who I should be and how I should act. It'll come into me and I'll try to, revert back to the old ways of behaving because I'm not sure how to act in this moment. And that's where you get these childish behaviors. It's like, I really don't know how to act right now. If I could go back, and I was thinking about that, I was thinking about the last time I saw Brian. It's very childish. I couldn't just stand next to him. I couldn't hold a conversation. I wasn't, I was, as soon as I saw him, I gave him a hug and I felt socially awkward and I ran from him. There was nowhere to run. I was still inside of the venue. But I did that every time I would see him. Really, he'd invite me to shows and you know what I mean, backstage or whatever, and I'd talk for a quick minute and then I would disappear. And I said that you'll always see I just disappear. Really, I have a hard time staying present. I saw that. It's like I could have had a great conversation. We could have talked, and I'm sure he was probably expecting it. I came all this way. I haven't seen you in years. And now I'm like, well, I'm going to go so it doesn't get awkward. And then I just disappear. And it's like, it's not that you're important, it's that I'm weird. I'm weird. Really? And that's where it was. It's like he saw me throughout, but I'm not talking to him. I'm not avoiding you. I'm just an avoidant. As I was trying to explain, I have a hard time doing this. Really? It's like I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. And that's what I realized. I was having a conversation with Bobby's brother in the DMs. And I'm like, I'm starting to feel weird. Am I talking too much? Is this what we're supposed to do? I've never done this before. And I start questioning it. And then I have to talk to myself. No, this is what people do. They like talk to strangers and they get to know them. This is called small talk. I'm like, oh, okay. Really? I'm weird because it's my first time doing it. I may have done it my whole life. And that's what's weird is when I get out there, let me get the dog walked. Hold on. Hey, CJ, we walked the dog and you used the wrong card. I know you were waiting for money on the card, and I have it, but you need to walk the dog. Yeah, right now. Um, it's like I think I start stressing that, right? It's like I don't know how to act around people anymore. A lot is happening. So I go to the Bone concert and it just oops, sorry. It just turns on natural. I know how to it I just open up again. The old me comes out and I'm just free flowing and people are attracted to me and I'm flowing and all this. But then when I get into this intimate space, I get strange and unusual because I shut down. Really? Yeah, I seen it. Really? Not so much. It's just I'm not so talkative. I'm more receptive and then I'm also, very passive. I'm not very aggressive. Really? Maybe it's around certain energies, but definitely. I was looking back at that. I was thinking about Brian and the last time I saw him. It was real brief. It was such a big deal though. I had put so much pressure on myself to deliver that candle to Bone. And what am I going to say? And it's going to be okay. And what are they going to say? What if they laugh at you? What if they give you an ugly? I'm thinking about their looks and what they're going to say to me as I what am I going to say to them as I give them this candle? And what are they going to say back to me? This is all I'm stressing. And I'm stressing being around all these people in a club again. And I'm stressing seeing Brian because now I'm taking my freakhood to another level. I'm already a freak when I'm around him. Now I'm going to be extra freaky. So I'm worried about all this. And I get there. When I get there, he's literally on stage. So it eliminated a lot of shit. He's already up there. Not all the meet and greet, he's already there. So I just walk in, take my jacket, and go straight to the stage. And I see him, make eye contact, and that's it. Within after his set, he comes back from behind stage, and I'm there. And I go up and I talk to him. And I give him a hug, and I have the candle, and I tell him, I need to give this to Bone. It's like, whatever it takes, you can give it to him or I can, but I need to get it to him. He's like, I can do it for you. This is my out, bro. This is my out. I'm like, are you serious? He said, yeah. I said, really? He said, yeah, I'll give it to him. This is the biggest moment for me because I was so afraid of giving this whole interaction with Bone. I'm so fucking afraid of doing it. Why? Because I knew them before. I don't want to come out like this. I don't want to come out to my peers as this, dude. It's still hard for me. It's so hard for me. I worked real hard to have respect, only to come out here and do something like this and possibly lose all respect. But I have to. So he says he's going to do it for me, and I'm so fucking grateful. I just want to cry. And I give him this huge hug. And I said, I got something for you. And I pulled out the Cernunnos oil and I gave it to him. I said, thank you. Thank you. And he put it in his pocket. And I'm standing there and he's looking at me, and there's all these people that want to talk to him. He's the main show. They want to talk to him. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go so I don't get socially awkward, and I'm going to let you do your thing. I said, okay. And I left and I went into the crowd. And then later I'm outside in the front, and he's running out to go to do something. I don't know, run to his car, talk to someone. I don't know what he's doing. And I'm already talking to some people in the corner, and I'm smoking a cigarette. And he goes out, and I see all the people, they're like trying to take pictures with him and shit. He's an artist, dude. He's a celebrity. And they're taking pictures with him. And he looks up at me and he stops and he comes and he's like, I gave it to him. I gave it to him. Really? And he's like, yeah, I gave it to Busy. I gave it to Busy. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. It's like, no problem. And that's what happened. So then I saw him then, and then they hit the stage. So then I went in and I watched them perform. And as I was dancing, I looked over and I caught a glimpse of him. He was up on the stairs watching them perform too. And I felt this unbelievable sensation that he was also watching me watch them. And it was kind of, I mean, obviously he was watching the crowd watch the show, but I kind of stand out and it was a little uncomfortable. And that was it. I don't remember if I saw him after the show or not, but that was it. So as far as my twin flame connections, they're not also, explosive and magical. They're very difficult and stressful to come into connection with this person. And you put in a lot of fear, and it's like, all right, I came to this, I'm exhausted. I don't know what's going to happen, but it happened. And that's where it came to meeting Bobby. I was like, I'd worked through every fucking fear in the world, and I was just waiting for it to happen, my brain to turn on, and I was going to have to fight this again. And it didn't. I just went with it. And then when it was over, it was a lot to take in, and it was too much to take in. It took me like a long time, and we're still processing what happened that night. A lot built up for just this experience because I had to do a lot of internal work. And that's what I sent in the email to Wolfman. I apologize for the delay in this message, but as you know, I had to do a lot of internal work to extend my services to you. I wasn't ready. And you're never ready for these soul connections when they come into your life. I wasn't ready for, that's what I said. It's like all of them. But and that's it. It's like, I don't know if I'm ready, but I have to be. There's no turning back now. Really? Yeah. And there's these moments where my ears ringing, one of them are tapping in. They just push you into it. It's like, that's why I was screaming this morning. You guys set me up. What did they set me up for? The ultimate fear is behind it. There's seriously a possibility of a sexual union. That's the biggest fear behind meeting all these guys. Yeah, I'm going to end on this note. That's the ultimate fear. What if I give into this love that ends me up in bed with one of these men? I'm supposed to feel safe in the understanding that this is a holy union and I'm safe with any of them and that it's not going to just be any man. But that's what this all leads up to, and that's why this is so scary. It's not just some typical full moon ceremony. Underneath it all is a holy union that actually ends up, that's what the whole scripture says. And I've been pulling it out in all kinds of cards. It ends up in a sexual union. It's like, whoa, are you ready for sex? But not sex, but love. Are you ready to experience love through sex and a whole powerful union? All of it, all at once? I don't know about all that. Can we take it slow? It's like this has already been the slowest moving energy to begin with, realistically. And that's where the fire comes in. And it's like, oh shit. That's what I'm afraid of. Really? I'm afraid of everything working out just the way it's supposed to be. Really? I'm not afraid if it doesn't work. That just means that, you know what I mean? If it doesn't work, that means that I wasn't ready, and that's okay. They keep trying to say that I'm ready, but what if I'm not ready? I'm not afraid of, you know what I mean, it not working out. Ultimately, I'm afraid of it working out. And I don't know what happens after. You can't see it because we haven't took the steps yet. Until you take the steps, you don't see where it's going. Really? And even then you try to see where it's going, but you can't. You can't fully understand where this is going to go. You just can project it. That's just your projection based on your understanding. But when you're dealing with something like this, you have no understanding. It's written in books. If we want to know what happens, we got to go to the books. We're repeating history. This is time. We're characters in time. This is what it happens during this time. So if we want to know the ending, you could go read our stories, but that's the difference. It does no help because we're changing time. We're repeating time, but changing it in the middle of it. At what point do we change it? I don't know. At what point does Lucifer change time? When does this end? It does end. When? The last goddamn minute, maybe. That's where it says. It's like, dude, to me, it's already here. Even though tomorrow's a different Friday, I'm like already facing next Friday, this Friday, which means I got to face all the fears of next Friday, this Friday, to even make it to next Friday. And next Friday will bring on its own fears. Okay, that's just my work. Maybe your fears don't fucking come until next fucking Wednesday, and you have to face them by Friday. Or maybe you hit Thursday, and some of you are, you know what I mean, buying a fucking last minute ticket to Denver. Really? Listen here, John Denver. Seriously? Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've been paying attention, you already know what neighborhood I live in. So you already know where to get a hotel and where we'll be. Really? And that's it. Are you waiting till the last minute to RSVP? Something to think about. Hey, I don't know. I'm going to go eat. I waited till the last minute. I need to eat and go back to sleep, I think. Rotate my clothes. Seriously, I told the kids today. I was like, I know it's become monstrous. And now I have all of the clothes that we own currently sitting in an enormous pile. And you're going to have to dig through the pile. But I'm going to do 2 more loads and then I'm going to fold it. Realistically, it's kind of like when you dig yourself into shit. You're like, I'm just going to keep digging. It's like I've already eaten half the ice cream. I might as well just sit here and eat the rest of this bullshit. Really? Well, when I've done this, then I'll see what clothes we don't wear because now we're not, there's no more clothes in the closet that anybody wants to wear and they're digging in my closet. Then I know to go wipe out everything else in the other closet. Really? We call this the process of elimination, people. Seriously, when they tell me they have no underwear and I go back and I check their underwear, then that means they don't like the underwear that's in there. So we throw the underwear away. Underwear we don't recycle. Really? You can recycle bras, but you cannot recycle underwear. We don't do that. No place does that. No place in hell should do that. But then again, you think about the people in the other countries that are still freeballing. They could use a pair of underwear. Oh, I don't know. I guess it goes against my moral values. Maybe. Could we give people leftover underwear? Could you break your mind and consider that? Yeah, I don't know. Some things we can't. Some things you can't change your mind about, but many things you can. And that's what we're doing around here is changing our mind. Really? And don't forget to change your underwear. Love you, leaders. Bye bye now.